Stephen Sondheim? Check. Oscar Hammerstein? Certainly. But which of Broadway's other wizards of wordcraft deserve high praise for their lyrical brilliance and lasting impact? This video explores 3 classic lyricists worthy of our attention, whose words brought characters to life, defined entire eras, and continue to inspire audiences.
Few lyricists shaped Broadway's golden age like Jay Lerner. How many of these unforgettable moments from that era do you recognize?
It's almost like being in love. If ever I would leave you,
I could have danced all night.
They call the winged Maria.
Wouldn't it be lovely? The last month of May.
On the streets where you live.
Shalom, I'm David Benkoff, the Broadway Maven, and in preparation for our 2-part Lyricist Lessons class, November 12th and 19th,
register at thebroadwaymaven.com. Here's a spotlight on 3 of the great lyricists we'll be studying.
lyricist Jay Lerner was celebrated for his sophisticated language, wit, and psychological insight. His collaboration with composer Frederick Loewe produced some of Broadway's most enduring musicals, each featuring lyrics that balance elegance with emotional depth. We've grown accustomed to Lerner's work, which often delved into themes of love, transformation, and identity, exploring complex human emotions through accessible yet intricate language. His first major success came in 1947 with Brigadoon, a fantastical story set in a mythical Scottish village that appears for only one day every 100 years. In this show, Lerner's lyrics evoke a sense of longing and enchantment, perfectly matching the magical setting. A few years later, Lerner chose a more realistic lyrical style in Paint Your Wagon in 1951 to capture the raw, untamed spirit of a Western mining town, using rustic metaphors and folksy language. My Fair Lady is a 1956 musical adaptation of George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion. This show is known for its precise language and sharp humor, addressing class, language, and identity through clever, character-driven lyrics. Lerner and Loewe's final major collaboration, 1960's Camelot, explored the myth of King Arthur using lyrical poetry to reflect themes of love, honor, and betrayal. In Brigadoon, Almost Like Being in Love is sung by Tommy, a visitor from New York, who finds himself unexpectedly swept up in the joy of his love for Fiona, a resident of the magical village. Notice how the lyric uses vibrant imagery and playful rhyme to capture Tommy's disbelief at his own happiness.
Maybe the sun gave me the power, or I could swim like Lomond and be home in half an hour. Maybe the air gave me the drive, for I'm all aglow and alive. What a day this has been. What a rare mood I'm in. Why, it's almost like being in love. There's a smile on my face for the whole human race. Why, it's almost like being in love.
In My Fair Lady, Wouldn't It Be Loverly is sung by Eliza Doolittle, a poor flower girl dreaming of a better life. The lyrics here convey her simple desires for warmth and comfort while maintaining her authentic working-class voice. Pay attention to how Lerner keeps Eliza's dreams modest, reflecting her character's humble origins.
All I want is a room somewhere far away from the cold night air, with the one enormous chair. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Lots of chocolate for me to eat, lots of cow making lots of it. Warm face, warm hands, warm feet. Oh, wouldn't it be lovely? Oh, so lovely, sitting absolutely still. I would never budge till spring crept over me windowsill.
In In Camelot, Lancelot sings, "If ever I would leave you," as he contemplates his love for Guinevere, comparing her beauty to the changing seasons. Notice how the lyric elevates Guinevere to almost mythic status, each verse painting a vivid picture of her through the lens of nature.
If ever I would leave you, it wouldn't be in summer. Seeing you in summer, I never would go. Your hair streaked with sunlight, your lips red as flame, your face with a luster that puts gold to shame.
Back to My Fair Lady, in which Why Can't They English is sung by Professor Henry Higgins, who is frustrated by Eliza's Cockney accent and the English population's seeming inability to speak their own language properly. This lyric, filled with biting humor, captures Higgins's condescension and obsession with perfect diction.
Look at her, a prisoner of the gutters, condemned by every syllable she utters. By right, she should be taken out and hung for the cold-blooded murder of the English tongue.
Well, Alan Jay Lerner was a master of the English tongue whose ability to craft lyrics that combine wit, emotion, and sharp social observation remains unparalleled in musical theater. Whether set in the Scottish Highlands, the American frontier, Edwardian England, or a mythical kingdom, each song serves as a window into his characters' hearts and minds, allowing us to see the world from their unique perspective. If Stephen Sondheim's reputation is as a lyricist for the brain, and Oscar Hammerstein's is as a lyricist for the heart, Alan Jay Lerner's congenial spot was keeping his pen on both sides of that divide. Lerner's ability to blend the intellectual and the emotional gave his songs a timeless, universal quality, one that still captivates audiences today. Which of these four lyrics resonates most with you, and is that mostly because of how it sounds, what it means, or how it makes you feel? Explain in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So that's what some of Lerner's best lyrics are. But what do they mean? You'll have to figure that out for yourself, or join the Broadway Mavens Lyricist Lessons class on October 12th and 19th at thebroadwaymaven.com. We'll dive deep into the lyrics by Alan Jay Lerner, exploring their wit and emotional depth alongside other masters like Frank Loesser, Fred Ebb, Howard Ashman, and many more. Few lyricists captured the glitz, grit, and glamour of the stage quite like Fred Ebb. How many of these iconic tunes from his musicals can you hum along to?
Maybe this time.
Razzle dazzle.
Willkommen and all that jazz.
Let's tip our bowler hats to one of the sharpest pens ever to make the Broadway lights shimmer just a little bit brighter. Fred Ebb was a pioneering American lyricist known for his sharp wit, dark humor, and ability to bring both razzle-dazzle and emotional depth to the Broadway stage. In his long-standing collaboration with composer John Kander, Ebb weaved together satire, sensuality, and a splash of cynicism to explore the complexities of ambition, morality, and the human condition, all while keeping us tapping our toes. Their first major hit, 1966's Cabaret, plunged audiences into the decadent whirl of 1930s Berlin, a city teetering on the brink of catastrophe, yet dancing as if it's uncertain who tomorrow truly belongs to. Ebb's lyrics in Cabaret are a masterclass in double entendre and poignant irony, inviting us into a world where every smile hides a shadow. In Chicago, 1975, Ebb and Kander explored fame, corruption, and the justice system during the Jazz Age, with lyrics that cleverly reflected the vaudeville styles of the time. Ebb's clever wordplay and biting commentary turned the merry murderesses of the Cook County Jail into vaudevillian vixens, making us question our own fascination with celebrity scandal. And let's not forget Kiss of the Spider-Woman, 1993, where Ebb's lyrics wove a web of fantasy and reality, capturing the tensions of love, betrayal, and the longing for escape in a South American prison cell. In Cabaret, Willkommen opens the show, inviting the audience into the decadent world of the Kit Kat Club, led by the MC. The song blurs the lines between performer and spectator, setting the tone for a story where illusion and reality constantly intertwine. Notice how Ebb's playful use of multiple languages and repetition causes a sense of eerie hospitality, making the audience complicit in the unsettling atmosphere of the club.
Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Fremde, étranger, stranger. Glücklich zu sehen, je suis enchanté. Happy to see you, live to stay. Willkommen, bienvenue, welcome. Im Cabaret, au Cabaret, du Cabaret.
From Chicago, All That Jazz is sung by Velma Kelly as she seduces the audience into the glitzy, scandalous world of nightclub performances. The lyrics are laced with jazzy slang and double entendres, reflecting both the allure and moral ambiguity of the era.
Come on, babe, why don't we paint the town? And all that jazz, I'm gonna rouge my knees and roll my stockings down. And all that jazz.
In Cabaret, Maybe This Time is sung by Sally Bowles, offering a rare moment of sincerity from her otherwise carefree character. The lyrics reflect her deep-seated hope that she might finally find lasting love. Ebb's straightforward, emotionally charged language reveals Sally's vulnerability and desperation beneath her flippant demeanor.
Maybe this time I'll be lucky. Maybe this time he'll stay. Maybe this time, for the first time, love won't hurry away. He will hold me fast. I'll be home at last. Not a loser anymore, like the last time and the time before.
In Kiss of the Spider-Woman, the titular song, Kiss of the Spider-Woman, personifies death as both terrifying and tantalizing. Ebb's lyrics create a haunting character in the Spider-Woman, weaving a narrative that's as compelling as it is chilling. It's an exploration of longing and inevitability, the Spider-Woman's allure simultaneously inviting and deadly.
Sooner or later, you're certain to meet in the bedroom, the parlor, or even the street. There's no place on earth you're likely to miss a kiss.
Sooner or later, in sunlight or gloom, when the red candles flicker, she'll walk in the room, and the curtains will shake, and the fire will hiss. Here comes her kiss.
Fred Ebb's genius lay in his ability to make us tap our feet while simultaneously challenging us to think critically about the world around us. His lyrics are imbued with layers. Peel back the glitter and you'll find sharp social commentary and profound emotional truths. Whether he's luring us into the smoky haze of the Kit Kat Club or the jazz-influenced hustle of 1920s Chicago, Ebb ensures we're not just spectators, but participants in the grand spectacle of humanity. If some artists strive to move us and others aim to amuse us, Fred Ebb is the one who does both, using sharp humor to expose uncomfortable truths while keeping the audience entertained. Which of these 4 lyrics resonates the most with you, and is that mostly because of how it sounds, what it means, or how it makes you feel? Explain in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So those are some of Fred Ebb's most iconic lyrics, but what do they really mean? To uncover the layers of satire, humor, and poignancy, you can join the Broadway Mavens Lyricist Lessons class on November 12th and 19th. We'll not only dissect Ebb's biting commentary, but also compare him to lyricists like Jay Lerner, Frank Loesser, Howard Ashman, and many more. Few lyricists could match the sheer range and versatility of Frank Loesser. How many of his unforgettable showstoppers can you sing along to?
Brotherhood of man.
Poison can develop a cold.
Oh, I believe in you. I got the horse right here, the name's Paul Revere.
Let's celebrate a lyricist who gave voice to New York gamblers, lovesick waitresses, and corporate climbers alike, Frank Loesser. Frank Loesser was a uniquely gifted American songwriter whose Broadway hits spanned genres as diverse as musical comedy, romantic drama, and corporate satire. Loesser's greatest strength lay in his ability to blend sophistication and accessibility, wrapping clever wordplay and emotional insight in lyrics that sounded as natural as everyday conversation. Whether portraying gamblers in Guys and Dolls, neurotic waitresses in The Most Happy Fella, or cutthroat executives in How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Loesser's words never feel forced. His deep understanding of American idioms and vernacular allowed him to create lyrics that not only sing, but speak. His first big Broadway success was 1950's Guys and Dolls, a jazzy musical comedy set in the underworld of New York's gamblers and hustlers. Loesser's lyrics here brim with colloquial charm, using slang and rhythm to bring Damon Runyon's colorful characters to life. These songs not only tell a story, but feel like you're eavesdropping on a street corner argument. Next came 1956's The Most Happy Fella, in which Loesser blurred the lines between Broadway and opera. The show's lyrics and music showcased his ability to handle complex emotions with depth and nuance, while also infusing his songs with a sense of fun and lightheartedness. Later, he wrote How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, a satirical take on corporate America that earned him a Pulitzer Prize in 1962. The show's lyrics brilliantly combine biting social commentary with playful humor, perfectly capturing the absurdities of the business world. In Guys and Dolls, Sit Down, You're Rocking the Boat is sung by Nicely Johnson, a gambler caught between the thrill of risk-taking and the fear of moral repercussions. This show-stopping number parodies a revivalist sermon, humorously mirroring the struggle of resisting temptation. Loesser's lyrics use rapid-fire rhymes and clever wordplay to capture the frantic energy of someone trying to appear reformed while still yearning to gamble. The song's structure itself, with its sharp rhythmic changes, reflects Nicely's chaotic state of mind, a lyrical dance between salvation and sin.
I dreamed last night I got on the boat to heaven, and by some chance I had brought my dice along, and there I stood, and I hollered, someone fade me, but the passengers, they knew right from wrong. For the people all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. People all said, sit down, you're rocking the boat. And the devil will drag you under by the sharp lapel of your checkered coat. Sit down, you're rocking the boat.
Next, we have Adelaide's Lament from the same show. Miss Adelaide, forever the fiancée and never the bride, laments her perpetual cold, which she believes is brought on by her lengthy engagement. The lyrics are a humorous blend of medical jargon and emotional expressions, highlighting Adelaide's neurotic frustration.
It says here, a female remaining single, just in the legal sense, due to neurotic tendencies. See note. See note? Ah, see note. Clever, clever, clever. Oh, with chronic organic syndromes, toxic or hypertense, involving the eye and the ear and the nose and the throat. In other words, just from worrying whether the wedding is on or off, a person can develop a cough.
From The Most Happy Fella, there's Standing on the Corner, where a group of young men humorously sing about their favorite pastime, watching women walk by. On the surface, Loesser's lyrics are lighthearted and filled with playful innuendo. But underneath their humor, they reflect the limited aspirations of these characters. The repetitive structure and sing-song rhythm create a sense of monotony, subtly highlighting their passivity and aimlessness. Loesser's choice to present this activity as the highlight of their day exposes their lack of ambition, making the song both charming and slightly melancholic.
Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by. Standing on the corner, watching all the girls go by.
Brother, you don't know a nicer occupation. Matter of fact, neither do I.
And standing on the corner, watching all the girls, watching all the girls, watching all the girls go by.
In How to Succeed in Business Without Really Trying, Brotherhood of Man is a rising faux anthem that pretends to promote unity among the company's employees, but Loesser's grandiose language and heavy-handed irony lay bare the emptiness of corporate slogans. The lively tempo and infectious energy disguise the cynical truth that employees' camaraderie is only skin deep. This musical number captures the absurdities of corporate America, where phrases like benevolent brotherhood are used to manipulate workers into compliance rather than foster real solidarity.
There is a brotherhood of man, a benevolent brotherhood of man, a noble tie that binds all human hearts and minds into one brotherhood of man. Your lifelong membership is free. Keep a giving each brother all you can. Oh, aren't you proud to be in that fraternity, the great big brotherhood of man?
Frank Loesser's legacy is defined by his ability to switch between humor, pathos, and satire, all while making his lyrics feel as natural as spoken conversation. His songs are as much character studies as they are musical numbers, and his knack for blending accessibility with sophistication makes his work resonate with audiences across generations. Which of these four lyrics resonates the most with you, and is that mostly because of how it sounds, what it means, or how it makes you feel? Explain in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So that's a taste of what makes Frank Loesser's lyrics so dynamic. But what do they really say about the characters and themes? You'll have to figure that out for yourself, or join the Broadway Mavens Lyricist Lessons class on November 12th and 19th.
We'll dissect Loesser's genius,
along with lyricists like Jay Lerner, Fred Ebb, Howard Ashman, and many more, exploring how each one used words to define the worlds of their musicals.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. Marquee is a free weekly Broadway appreciation newsletter with essays, reviews, piano talks, Broadway blasts, quizzes, and more. Learn about all classes and projects at thebroadwaymaven.com. And here's a video I think you'll like.